Alongside a historic drive sitting on 6 acres of grassy hills and live oaks, our steeples reach to the sky from a now lovely greening copper roof. The Unitarian Society of Germantown was established in 1865. In the 20s, due to growth, the church moved from Germantown to this romantic spot in Mount Airy. Inside, warm brown beams and lovely stained glass windows create a sacred and lively sanctuary. The spirit of our church community is embedded in the beloved surrounding neighborhoods of our city and region. This area of the city prides ourselves on hard-won diversity, which people intentionally worked for over 65 years for. Starting in the 50s, residents fought against housing discrimination, which involved fear tactics and redlining. We're strongly influenced by William Penn's holy experiment of religious pluralism with a rich array of neighbors, including Muslim, Jewish, Christian, Unitarian, Universalist, Quaker, and others. Within the context of a painfully segregated America, our neighborhoods and our church maintain a unique and valuable religious and racial integration. Of course, life here is not perfect. Segregation, or people living their lives in separate groups, continues to manifest in a majority of our schools, religious communities, and many social activities. Here at the Unitarian Society of Germantown, our mission is building beloved community with compassion, service, and empowerment. And as part of our mission, we're committed to anti-oppression work. We've been doing workshops and trainings for decades. And we realize that is not enough. We have also made a formal commitment to transformation of our church, which takes place in many ways, including our liturgical calendar, including our holidays and holy days, which help us to deepen our connections with the sacred, with tradition, and each other. Today, this holy day of Ingathering Water is extra special because our nation marks our 15th anniversary of September 11th attacks in New York and Washington. We lift our hearts in mourning for all the terrible, senseless loss suffered on that day. And we also lift our hearts for the many acts of brave sacrifice. A new story is being highlighted this year of a man named Wells Crowther, known as the man with the red bandana. Wells was on the 104th floor when the first plane hit. Wells was in a group of people who figured out how to get out of the building. And when he got to the lobby, he could have simply saved his own life, but he did not. Wells chose to make 2 trips back up to the 78th floor to lead people to safety. Ultimately, he himself never made it out. That act of selfless help, and so many others like it, which are known and unknown, deserve our admiration and emulation. On this water ceremony, let us remember all such acts of heroism, large and small. This is the legacy of helping. The first Sunday after Labor Day weekend is this ingathering ceremony for water. This is where all people are invited to share the blessings they give and receive. Then we go into our next holy day, which is Rosh Hashanah. This is what we look forward to every year in this congregation. And embracing the tradition of the Jewish New Year, encouraging all people to have introspection and self-evaluation. During the high holy days, we think about how we actually all wear 3 hats. First, we've all been wronged. Whether we were hurt by words or deeds, or our life was intensively altered by the wrongdoing of others. Second, we've all done wrong. We've all been transgressors, and we're being granted permission to take part. And third, we all have the spark of the divine in us and the ability to play a helpful role in figuring out how we all go forward together from where we are right now. Some call this participating in God's holy court. Some, no matter what, how powerful it is that we all play a role in that drama during the holy days, which will start in early October. Diwali is the brightest celebration of Hinduism. Our USG leader, Andrea Durham, grew up in Trinidad and Tobago and helped us realize that there's a tremendous resonance between the Diwali story and UU values. Celebrating the victory of light over darkness, we come together to reflect on the darkness of greed or ignorance or selfishness that may afflict us and others. And with the lighting of diyas, sitar and drumming music, and the making of a sand art rangoli, we are empowered to be the light of more wisdom, compassion, and hope. Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, allows us to explore ideas about what happens after we die and how we relate to those who have passed away. UU Minister Forrest Church said, "We know all of us will die, and because we know that, we have religion." Religion helps us to think about big questions like, what happens when I die? Many believe that the soul is the memory that living people have of deceased loved ones. Many believe that when we need our deceased loved ones, we can talk with them and feel their energy. Whatever your particular theology may be, having a spiritual approach to dying is beneficial. Paying attention to how we relate to the dead helps us to live more fully. Being connected to their souls gives direction, solace, and joy. Their love lives on.